Hello everybody, my name is Orem, and welcome to Star Wars The Old Republic Rise of the Hutt Cartel Countdown Day 2. Today we're going to be talking about maxing out companion affection easily, and getting ready for the player versus enemy content coming in Rise of the Hutt Cartel. Let's start with the companion affection. Now, even though the companions in Rise of the Hutt Cartel don't get a boosted over 10,000 affection, there are some pretty cool benefits still that will help you level with your companions through maxing their affection out. Some of these benefits include Raise to Presence, which boosts your companion's overall combat or healing or tanking and all of that, and also it gives a 10% boost to you depending on what companion that you've maxed out. So maxing these companions out is surprisingly easy. Normally you would get around 15 to 40 affection through saying things in conversation that your companion likes. But the way I'm going to show you, you can easily get to around 8,000 to 9,000 affection by just spending 50 to 100,000 credits. And just as a side note here, if you want to learn how to get a lot of credits, watch Countdown Day 1. But I digress. Anyway, let's get back to companion affection. So this is how it works. Each companion likes, loves, and has a favorite companion gift. Companion gifts are just something that you give your companion and it gives them a certain amount of affection. Sometimes they won't like it at all, sometimes they'll really like it, and sometimes they're just like, oh, this is cool, thanks. So you can get a lot of these companion gifts on the Galactic Trade Network section of the Republic Fleet and Imperial Fleets. Rank 2 companion gifts sell for around 600 credits each, and for a stack of 99 goes for around 50,000 credits. Now normally how much it's going to take you to get to 8,000 or 9,000, which is when these rank 2 companion gifts will stop giving you affection, it will be about a stack and a half, so maybe 100,000 or 75,000 to 100,000 credits. So once you get them to around 8,000 to 9,000 affection and you're out of companion gifts, you can run over to the Galactic Trade Network itself and buy yourself an artifact level rank 5 companion gift that your companion really likes. This will give them around 300 to 400 more affection, so buy 1 or 2 of them to get them back up and then do all their conversations to max it out. Once you're done with all their conversations, you will get that bonus I talked about earlier in this episode. And yes, this bonus does apply to all of your characters through your legacy. So that's how companion affection works. Let's move on to player versus enemy, including flashpoints, commendations, and a little bit of operations. The biggest change in 2.0 regarding PvE, besides obviously the level cap, is the commendation changes. This may be a surprise to you because commendations are kind of a small thing in the game, even though they buy you a lot of the endgame content, but there are definitely a lot of huge changes in 2.0. Most of these changes have to do with taking a lot of the clustered inventory of your commendations and smacking them all together into one type of commendation that's universal. For example, planetary commendations that you would get on Alderaan or Tatooine, and you would always struggle with having to save up those commendations for what you need, and you might even outlevel a planet and not need them anymore, they will all be smashed into one type of commendation called planetary commendations. Also, all of the current endgame commendations such as T&E's commendations, Column I commendations, daily commendations, and black hole commendations will all be smashed into one type of commendation called classic commendations. And yes, once 2.0 hits live, all of your current commendations of that type will be converted. T&E's commendations will convert at a rate of 6 to 1, Column I 4 to 1, Daily 4 to 1, and Black Hole 1 to 1. Also introduced in 2.0 is basic commendations, which are used for buying level 55 or sub-level 55 gear that will help you progress. The way to obtain these would be through level 50 hard mode flashpoints and a certain weekly that has you killing 3 world bosses. These are also quite easily to obtain through questing on the new planet Makeb. Now we get down to the nitty-gritty endgame level 55 PvE content with elite combinations, ultimate combinations, and the new gear. Elite combinations are kind of like the T&E's combinations of the past, except a lot more useful and universal. You can get these very easily through level 55 hard mode flashpoints, level 55 operations, and a few weeklies having to do with those. These commendations can buy Arcanian gear, which is kind of the new T&E's set for level 55. There are also ultimate combinations, which are kind of like the black hole equivalent of level 50, but these will allow you to buy the Underworld and Verpine gear. These are acquired through the weekly galactic conflicts, which requires you beating 3 level 55 hard mode flashpoints, and weekly Scum and Villainy, which I assume just has you beating Scum and Villainy once a week. Now you may be wondering why I'm showing you just normal hard mode Flashpoint on my power tech here. I'm doing this because through getting these old commendations to prep for Rise of the Hutt Cartel, you can maybe even score unassembled pieces of gear that you don't need. And don't worry, because in Rise of the Hutt Cartel, you can trade these unassembled pieces in for classic comms. You get these classic comms from a vendor which you sell the unassembled piece to. He will give you a container containing 99 or 75 commendations, depending on the piece that you give him. And the last thing I'm only going to get into a little bit is the new Operation Scum and Villainy, which has 7 bosses in it, I believe. The reason I'm not going to get into it too much is because I want it to be a surprise to you guys. It's a new operation, new experiences. Go in for it for yourself. And trust me, there is a lot more player vs. enemy content in 2.0/Rise of the Hutt Cartel, and you should be able to experience that all for yourself. Anyway, once again, my name is Orem, and thank you for watching Star Wars The Old Republic Rise of the Hutt Cartel Countdown Day 2. Happy